Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to do a much different video. Today I'm actually just going to be watching the 2021 Ford Bronco REVEAL. It literally just came out minutes ago. I haven't seen it yet, and I did just kind of want to talk about the Bronco. Apparently there should be a lot of models. Again, I didn't really look at anything yet. I mean, I did some research because I'm not too into Broncos, but I did do some research on the previous generations, coming into this, just so I have some history and just so I kind of know what I'm looking for. Now, the main production for Ford Broncos started in 1965, and I believe it went all the way up to 1994, going through 5 generations. So the 5th generation was from 1991 to 1994. And the engines that came in it were 300 cubic inch or 4.9 liter V8, or no, inline 6, sorry. A 302 V8, which is the common 302 V8s that I believe they shared the same exact engines with the Fox bodies back in the 90s. And 351 cubic inch or 5.8 liter Windsor V8. Now, the drivetrains in those, there were 3 transmissions as well. I believe it's 2 4-speed automatics and the 1 5-speed manual that was a M50D or 50D, I believe. So yeah, I mean, the only really hint that we've had to the resurrection, I guess, of the Ford Bronco, besides the recent months, everyone knows that the 2021 Bronco is now coming out. But the only real hint that they would bring back the Bronco from now until 1994 was in 2004 when they revealed a concept Bronco at the North American Auto Show. And I believe that concept actually had a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel with a 6-speed manual. So some people, again, wanted to go back to the V8, wanted to go back to the origin. So I'm just going to take a look at the video, the reveal that Ford just came out with, and give you guys my initial reactions, my initial thoughts, look at the overall styling, see if it stays true to its heritage. But I also kind of want to see if they did put out information about the drivetrain, because to my knowledge, I don't believe that they put out information about the drivetrain yet. Alright guys, so unfortunately, before we get into the premiere that Ford just put out, this is actually my second time watching it because I just did the whole video, the rest of the video, and my screen recording kind of just it just stopped when I put it in full screen. So we're not going to do that, but yeah, let's just take a quick look at the premiere. I'm not going to go through the entire thing with you guys, but I'll just kind of go through the start and the finish of it.
On August 11th, 1965, Ford Motor Company introduced the world to the Ford Bronco.
So that's the first generation that I briefly talked about before.
America's first SUV.
Bronco, blazing a new trail of excitement.
A vehicle that reshaped the 4x4 landscape forever. And today, it's going to do it again.
So as you can see, this is the first pre-production images and videos that we're actually seeing. This is not CGI at all.
And this time, it's not just one horse. It's a whole family. Introducing the all-new Bronco 2-door. Built to take on the toughest terrain.
So one thing that we will get to in a bit, because I do want to just briefly go to Ford's website and take you guys through all the different models. But yeah, so this Bronco, every single trim and every single model is going to be, from what I've already seen this, so unfortunately this isn't my initial reaction, but every single trim level, every single model is going to be available in both the 2-door as well as the 4-door, which is pretty cool.
You can find. And the new Bronco 4-door, built to give you the most open-air experience. And the Bronco Sport, built to truly reconnect with the great outdoors.
So what confused me before when I initially saw this and later looked on Ford's website, the from what I've seen, it doesn't look like the Bronco Sport is really the more outdoorsy kind of off-road ready Bronco out of the two. It actually looks like, and again, I'll show you guys in a bit, but it actually looks like the regular Bronco is more capable and it actually has more power. So again, we'll get to that in a bit, but I'll just kind of take you guys through some of the that's weird. I'll take you guys through some of the kind of more important things that I've seen.
And by built wild, we mean being able to get where you need to go. Have the kinds of adventures you want while you're there, and get back again. Because it went through Built Wild extreme durability testing. We took the Built Ford Tough testing platform and then pushed it into the toughest terrains across the United States. And to get through that rigorous testing, you need to be able to handle it. You need to have capability, durability, and the most innovative designs. So we gave it just that. We gave every Bronco vehicle 4x4 standard across the whole family. No other American brand can say that. And the 2-door and 4-door have an available best-in-class maximum ground clearance for when you're taking on the wild. Bronco rewrites the record.
Yeah, so the Bronco, the regular Bronco has a ground clearance of like, as you can see, right around like 11.6 inches. And the Bronco Sport has like 8
with an
point
available
something.
best-in-class maximum breakover angle, departure angle, and crawl ratio. And available 35-inch tires on every series right out of the factory. No other vehicle in its class can say that. And the Bronco Sport also has an available ground clearance that is better than key competitors, allowing for better approach angles and water weighting. We think your tires should work smarter and harder, so we use the most innovative tech to offer the Bronco 2-door and 4-door available front and rear locking differentials.
See, now the first time when I saw this, I thought that was, really cool. And again, it looks like there's a lot of, modern day electronics that's going to be integrated with the whole drivetrain of this new Bronco. But one thing that you look for in specifically an off-road vehicle, sometimes less is more and sometimes like more old school is better. Because again, we all know how electronics fail over time compared to mechanical things. So as long as all this, stuff that's integrated with the drivetrain is all super waterproof, super protected, super safe, I don't see it being a problem. But again, if something's going to fail on this and it's going to be known for something negative, I have my money on that. It's definitely going to be the fact that some electronics fail more than the actual mechanics behind this car, or behind this truck, I should say.
So they can lock the Dana axles, sending traction to 4 wheels instead of 2. And we gave the Bronco Sport an available twin-clutch rear drive unit with a rear differential lock feature, allowing for greater off-road performance. And for when the wild really gets rough.
Which again, all the stuff they're saying about the Sport, you'll see it in a bit when we go to Ford's website, but it just doesn't make sense to me because the limited edition, the highest trim of the regular Bronco has more power than the highest trim of the Bronco Sport. The Bronco Sport, even if I just rewind, that's the Bronco Sport.
Going for greater off-road.
It looks more like a family-oriented SUV than the actual just regular Bronco. The Bronco looks more like a Jeep Wrangler. Now again, it's no secret why Ford's coming out with the Bronco now. Again, the last real concept we've had of it was in 2004, but they're coming out with it now because Jeep just introduced the Gladiator. They just brought that back. They're still going strong with the Wrangler, and they have that market cornered. Yes, there's other off-road trucks and there's other off-road SUVs out there from different brands, but specifically in America, the Wranglers, you see them everywhere. They're very unique, and the Gladiator, even though it is definitely a decent amount more expensive than the Wrangler. It's basically just a Wrangler pickup truck, so it's gonna draw kind of like the same market. And as we can see, it's already been out for a year, and at least I'm seeing them a lot on the road already. So that being said, I don't want to spend too much time on this video. Again, it's all marketing stuff, so I'll skip to the end here because they do like a lineup at the end with the two Broncos, different trim levels, and the one Bronco Sport.
Adventures while you're there. You need a Bronco. The all-new Bronco family.
Yeah, so as you can see, this gray one looks like the highest trim, like the Bronco Limited 4-door, and it looks like, if you zoom in, it looks like you can kind of like take those doors off as easily, I guess, as Jeeps, which again, consumers might enjoy. And then in the center here, it looks like you have the base model 2-door Bronco, which again, just because that's a 4-door and that one's a 2-door, doesn't make that one like the base. Like every single trim level, which you guys will see in a second, is available in both 2-door and 4-door. And then this red one, again, that's the Bronco Sport, lower ground clearance, less horsepower, more comfort features, really. So that's why I really don't understand why they're marketing that one as the Sport. Again, I could be completely wrong, but I'll show you guys. Again, I filmed this video twice now, so I know what's on the Ford website. But yeah, you'll see, like, I just don't understand why they're marketing that one as the Bronco Sport and the other two as just the regular Bronco. All right, so now before I bring you guys to Ford's main website and go over the different Broncos, I did just want to show you guys this picture that I saw. Now, this is pretty cool. It takes this blue Bronco, the first generation Bronco over here, and compares it to the new one. They often do this when they're, bringing back models or whatever. But yeah, you can see it definitely maintains its heritage as aesthetically speaking, because if you look over here, now yes, this grille is a little bit more boxy than this grille. It's kind of curved here, curved on the edges coming up. But still, it still has that square-ish grille, the line in the middle with the turn signals right here. It looks like this one has the turn signals over here, probably just for different regulations, and this is actually fog lights. But you can see the center bar going across and the center bar going across right here. Obviously, this one says Bronco, this one doesn't. But still, circular headlights. You zoom back out a little bit, you see the overall boxy design, very Jeep Wrangler-esque design, I guess you could say. Again, this Bronco, I don't know about the Bronco Sport, but this Bronco is going to be a main competitor to the Wrangler. I mean, it's not a secret to anyone, really. All right, so now we're actually on the Ford website, and here I'll show you again. This red one's the Bronco Sport. It's the same three Broncos in the video. I don't know. To me, it just looks a lot more family oriented. I'll show you in a bit. So underneath the Bronco, all these different, they say compare models. They're basically just trim levels. So you have the base, the Big Bend, Black Diamond, Outer Banks, the Badlands, the Wild Track, and the First Edition. So now we're going to take a close look at the First Edition model. Now, one thing that did disappoint me, again, I'm going to go, I'll leave a link to this specific website, in the description. Again, it's just Ford.com. But I went all the way down to specs. I went all the way down to the specs tab, like the first thing. Now, I did see the 10-speed auto, which is a great transmission, and the 7-speed manual transmission, which I don't know too much about, but I'm pretty sure the 10-speed auto is going to be the same one out of the new Mustangs, which I've heard great things about them. But we go down to, where's the engine? There it is. So we just have two different EcoBoosts, two different, inline 4-cylinder turbo engines, which, again, like I said in the very intro of this video, a lot of people I don't know, I kind of wanted to see a Bronco with a 5.0 in it. That would be really, really cool. And again, I already filmed this, so I'll leave a link to, Ford.com/Bronco, and you guys can kind of go just explore yourselves. But I went through all the different trims, and it's just different displacement EcoBoost from 1.5 liters all the way up to this 2.7 liter EcoBoost. So this 2.7 liter EcoBoost is actually the highest power output. Now, it only has 310 horsepower, which isn't crazy, and it is priced at $60,000. Now, once you get hit with all the different fees that they're probably going to charge you, it's probably going to be right around 65. All right, so now this is, my favorite. It is the top of the line Bronco. Again, I'm not really into the Bronco Sport. You'll see why in a second. But before we get into the Bronco Sport, I did just want to take a look at the base. Now, again, you can go through all this yourself. Just for time and to kind of keep the video a little bit shorter, I really don't want to go through all these different trim levels, especially because most of them share the same drivetrain as the base. So yeah, let's just go right into the base. Now, I really like the base as well. Now, this is just south of $30,000. Now, again, after all the different fees and everything, it's probably going to be maybe right around 30, 35. But again, if you're new to my channel, I don't really care too much about the features and the luxury. So I'm just going to go again right down to the specs. So yeah, we got the 2.3 liter EcoBoost and the 2.7. I'm assuming the same exact engine, same exact blocks as the limited edition, except maybe the limited editions are tuned better. So yeah, that's one thing that kind of upset me. I was kind of hoping for, again, maybe like a 5.0 or maybe like a larger displacement that's kind of Windsor V8-esque. And yeah, we didn't really get that. Now, that being said, obviously you're going to get a lot better fuel economy for with a turbo 4 compared to a V6 or V8. Now, that's one thing that right off the bat, I'm sure this Bronco is going to attract people to, or it's going to attract more people than the Wrangler, because I'm pretty sure the Wranglers still come in the 4-liter V6. Let me know down in the comments if I'm wrong, because honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. But I do know for a large portion of recent history, and the only engine that was offered with the Wranglers were that 4-liter V6. So again, an inline 4 turbo, even if you drive it hard, you're still probably going to get a lot better fuel mileage than even a V6. So now I'm just going to back right out and go back into, meet the Bronco Sport. Now, this is, again, if you're a car enthusiast, you'll understand what I'm saying here. I just don't understand why they're marketing this as the Bronco Sport. So this is the base, or it's starting at $26,000. So that's the base price. Let's just look at the base first and then go into the limited. Again, all the different trim levels, they say different models on this. Again, I don't understand Ford's marketing sometimes, but all the different trim levels are exactly the same. There's the same amount of here. I'll just pull them up for you guys. Oh, actually, all right. So you don't have the wild track as you have the wild track in the regular Bronco. So, but besides that, I'm pretty sure they're the exact same different trims. So this is the base. It's actually a little bit cheaper. I think, yeah, a little bit cheaper than the Bronco. I believe the Bronco's at $28. You could rewind and check if I'm wrong. But yeah, let's go right down to the specs. Now, again, I already saw this, so this isn't a surprise to me. But when I first saw this, I saw the 1.5 liter EcoBoost. I don't even know where that engine's from. So this might actually be a new engine. Who knows? Maybe it has potential. But again, south of 200 horse, or 200 foot-pounds of torque, and basically less than 200 horsepower and less than 200 foot-pounds of torque in a family-sized, kind of medium to large-size SUV, you're not going anywhere. And just even let's go to the actually, wrong page. Let's go to the first edition, the top of the line, which again, it looks cooler. I'm sure there's a bunch of different, creature comforts inside of it, and probably, a decent amount of more, mechanical features. But again, even this, This is the top of the line Bronco Sport, and it's, $33,000, whereas as opposed to the top of the line Bronco is at $60,000. So that definitely tells you something right off the bat. But yeah, let's go right down to specs. 8-speed automatic, so not even the 7-speed manual or the 10-speed auto. Yeah, you still have the 1.5 liter EcoBoost and the 2.0 EcoBoost as well, and making the same exact power as the base Bronco Sport does. So yeah, after looking at this, I'm assuming that the 2.3 or 2.5 liter EcoBoost and the 2.7 liter EcoBoost are going to be the engines for the Bronco, and the 1.5 and the 2.0 are going to be the engines for the Bronco Sport, because it literally looks like in all the different trim levels, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like in all the different trim levels for both of them, that's just the two engines that are offered. And in the Bronco Sport, there's not even a second transmission that's offered. At least in the Bronco, you have the choice between this 10-speed auto, which again, a lot of people have heard good things about them. If you know about new Mustangs, you know the 10-speed auto is amazing. And yeah, you have the choice between that and you have the 7-speed manual. So this is just the same exact transmission for pretty much all trims for the Bronco Sport. And it has lower ground clearance, less power. I don't see why it's the sportier out of the two of them. So again, maybe it's just some stupid Ford marketing title that they gave this car. But honestly, in my opinion, if I was in, and again, I'm not in the market to buy a brand new Bronco, but if I was, I would definitely, me personally, I would definitely buy the Bronco as opposed to the Bronco Sport. Bronco Sport just seems more of like a family SUV. Maybe its main competitors are going to be like Toyota Highlander, GMC Terrain, Nissan Pathfinder. I'm just naming off SUVs that I've actually done on my channel previously, like I've reviewed on my channel previously. But definitely the main competitor, without a doubt, for the two-door Ford Bronco, not the Bronco Sport, the regular Bronco, is going to be a Jeep Wrangler. And I believe probably, I guess you can say that the four-door Bronco is probably going to be competing with the new Gladiators. But again, the Gladiators are like this hybrid SUV pickup. So, but yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'm really excited to see the Bronco actually out on the road again. And also, what would be pretty cool is to see Jeep get a, run for their money in that kind of specific Wrangler market. Because I'm not going to say outdoor or off-road market, because again, there's so many different off-road trucks or work trucks, but definitely in that off-road SUV Jeep Wrangler market. It's a boxy off-road American SUV. So it's really cool to see some like diversity in that. But yeah, I can't wait to actually see these on the road. Again, they look phenomenal. The technology right now looks great, but again, you can't tell the durability until 2 to 3 years from now, once these new Broncos start getting a lot of miles on them. So I really hope the technology really doesn't start to like crap out on these new Broncos. But yeah, mechanically everything seems pretty cool. If you want to see that full premiere, I'm sorry I didn't watch the whole thing, but if you want to see the full premiere, it's going to be in a link in the description below. It's actually just on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to start seeing these out on the road. As always, thank you guys for the support. If you stuck to the end of this video, definitely be sure to leave a like. It helps out a lot. Also, if you're a Bronco enthusiast and I missed something, I got something wrong, definitely let me know down in the comments. But yeah, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.